In the queue, we have Councilmember Thomas.
Thank you much. I'm so excited about this draft ordinance language, and thank you so much for making sure this was on the agenda. Much needed. I have a series of questions. One, the heat map, if that can be broken down into by districts, I think that would be helpful. And then I would like some clarification on the 131 incidents you mentioned. Are those 911 calls or non-emergency?
They're going to be,
Because we're directing folks to call non-emergency as what's been requested of us. And so just from I want to make sure that it's captured correctly and how y'all are capturing this data. And then that's number 2. Number 3, are you including poker, strip clubs, or just traditional BYOB pop-ups?
Just all BYOBs. Now, there are some SOBs that are BYOBs, and they are included.
Okay, because I have some poker clubs that are also,
If it's BYOB and they have alcohol and you're allowed to bring it and consume it on the premises after midnight, it would be captured that way.
got it. Number 4, so this language gives city legal the ability to move forward with the chapter 132. Is it 132? 124.
125.
Excuse me, 124. So how probable is that? And will city legal be motivated to get that done?
I
Because
can't answer.
I just don't want to
I'll
say
be
we have
honest
it on
with
the
you.
books.
I can't answer that question because right now we don't have a really good grasp of how many there are out there.
Sure.
So we'll
Fair.
have a better answer for that after we've been able to pass the regulations and HPD can go out and start writing citations. But I believe legal, yes, I'm speaking for y'all, but yes, they will be interested.
Sure, I just want to make sure that as I'm communicating, because I shared this with residents last week to participate in this meeting and sign up for public comments, because it is a huge issue. I just want them to know that they're informed on what the process is for the city, because many of them already believe that we can intervene at that, right? And we are overextending Midwest HPD at this point. We're overextended. That's number 4. So number 5, the requirements about certificate of occupancy, floor plan. That sounds like, business owners that are thoughtful, right? That are responsible.
Right.
What we have in Midwest, we have people that a landlord may own a commercial shopping center and they're just looking for cash money. They don't care who comes in. It's cash money. They're paying their rent. And we have to then track the landlord down and then convince them to evict out. And so many of the people that we're tracking down and closing, Westheimer, Fondren, Richmond, none of this even applies to them.
Okay.
And then my other issue with the certificate of occupancy, how many do we already have on file that are expired anyway? That's.
We have, I don't work with certificate of occupancies
I know,
other than
these
to
are
make
my
sure they
questions.
have one. But if they do want to come in and apply and they don't have one, we do turn it over to the occupancy group in Public Works.
Sure. And then my last one, Madam Chair. So this special team, HPD, will be responsible for this, and will we no longer rely on DRT to address this?
Y'all can answer that.
And again, as you previously mentioned, the way to think about it is the convenience store ordinance. If you have a convenience store that's a problem, and I go and I introduce myself, hey, what's going on, buddy? According to the definition of a convenience store to the city of Houston, you need to register, you need to perform the following criteria, A, B, C, and D. I'm going to check back in a week. If you have any questions, let me know. However, if you elect not to participate in the ordinance, what do we do as police officers? We issue tickets. Same thing here with the BYOB. If we have a location, if you have a business and you elect to allow people inside and consume alcohol, hey, buddy, our records and my research, field research indicates that you are a BYOB establishment.
Sure.
Okay, and I need you to meet this criteria. And yes, we're going to perform this initial inspection. These are the problems we see. We need you to comply. I'm going to be back in 2 weeks. We're going to work on this together. And if after 60 days, which is 2 months, there are going to be some citations coming, and we can work it up the chain of command to legal. The team, I guess you'd call it a team. I'm going to handpick the officers, and again, because it's going to be late at night, and we're going to be working specifically with the compliant, right, with the normal, we're gonna work with them. But the more non-compliant businesses, that's where we're probably going to have to ratchet up our enforcement.
Right, I just want to know who the team is. Is it DRT or is it the special team?
When it specialty. I like
I mean,
it. No, I understand. I'm gonna go to chief. I'm gonna listen. I left city council. I need you. I'm gonna be called the special team.
Because we dedicate their time, and I do overtime specifically for this DRT. It's 9 to 5.
Understandable. Correct.
The clubs pop up at 2 a.m. They're
Correct.
on Facebook, Instagram promoting, come at 2 a.m. So when I'm thinking about processes, I'm thinking about my local budget, I'm
Correct.
thinking about priorities. And so if this is going to be a new process, and we've conditioned residents to contact DRT, if
Yes,
this is
ma'am.
a new
Yes. and-
iteration, then
yes,
I want to.
It would be like, hey, I'm a constituent. I have reason to believe a BYOB establishment has opened up in my neighborhood. Yes.
Sure, but who are they saying that to? Your
The
special
DRT?
team?
No, the DRT.
Okay,
And,
DRT.
we'll,
Yeah, the Midwest DRT.
and I think
DRT.
that information will also come online, and y'all
At
can
the moment,
provide
though,
that.
At the moment, though, because the ordinance is so new, I'm going to handle them personally. Yes, but as it develops, then yes, I can pass it off to the Midwest DRT.
And Councilmember, I hear what you're saying in terms of a delineation of who do we work with, right? And who are we helping to provide
Correct.
support for? And that, again, when we get the red lines and things like that, and this actually gets implemented, is something that I would just ask HPD to get back to us on, as to here's how, as council members, we need you to contact this
Correct.
number.
I would prefer in the immediate short term, while the ordinance is brand new, 6 to 9 months, you contact, we all know, my supervisor, my partner, Executive Assistant Chief Larry Satterwhite, we work very closely together. And once we get the kinks ironed out, this is what we're encountering, this is problems, this is, hey, if we push this out citywide, other DRTs, this is what you're going to encounter, this is how we resolve it, then yes. So to answer the question directly, short term, Patrol Operations Office, long term, it will be pushed to the divisional DRTs.
Great.
So for the record, I'm contacting Chief Satterwhite.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
and,
I
and,
just-
and I will be receiving.
Okay, thank you much.
Thank